Hi guys, happy Friday. Welcome to the Design Exchange with Danny Russo and Melinda Peters. Elliot.
Hello, everybody.
She's joining us this week after all of her dramatic, had some dramatic experiences.
I have.
over the last few weeks. I don't know if we've covered them or anybody talked about them.
I think we've talked about them briefly, but you know, it's just kind of dramatic. It's traumatic, not dramatic. So
are you traumatized from it?
I am. I tell everybody this is the biggest project in the quickest amount of time I've ever had to do.
I'm trying to think what mine was. And I don't know if I did have wallpaper printed, custom wallpaper printed and shipped and hung on a wall in 3 days. All within 3 days.
Wow. That's only one little piece.
No, it was a restaurant.
Oh gosh. Like, oh, a double roll. That's a piece of cake.
Yeah, speaking of wallpaper.
I've learned something about insurance through this, and there are a lot of people that go through fire and flood damages and things like that. So I have learned a lot about that, how that works.
So what you just went through is called a water intrusion, and I guess we can cover water intrusions today on the podcast. So today we'll be talking about insurance and water intrusion.
Water intrusion, yes, so exactly.
A disclaimer should be that we are not insurance reps, and we do not really know what we're talking about, but we have both experienced fire damage projects and water damage projects.
Exactly.
Water damage is considered a water intrusion, and your insurance company, since you just recently went through it, I'm going to let you talk and tell them your experience with it, and then I'll tell them mine because you're pretty fresh off the bat.
Yeah.
And I had a water intrusion into a client's condo in a commercial building, and now you had one with a business, which is your own business.
Yes,
so
exactly.
You want to start and tell them what happened?
Yeah. So I have a downtown building in an old historical district. Buildings are 100 years old. And this situation occurred overnight. We have renters upstairs, and there is a hot water heater for the laundry room, which is directly above my cash wrap. So back up a minute. I have a gift shop, coffee shop, interior design store in the front of my business. So this was centered over top of my coffee shop area, basically. Yes. So Lacey came in to work at 7:15 on a Thursday, a day after I had a very dramatic surgery. And she calls me at 7:30 in the morning, the day after surgery, and says, Melinda, it's raining in my store. So first of all, I'm thinking, is this a dream? Like, I am on drugs, I'm pretty powerful ones at this point. And I'm thinking, okay, all right, okay, is this a dream? Like, okay, I'm like, what happened? She's like, it's raining. And I'm like, okay, this is seriously like out of, I don't know where. She goes, Melinda, it's raining in the store, like bad. And I'm like, where's the water coming from? She's like, I don't know, from upstairs. I don't know. So I look at my husband and I'm like, you're going to have to take me to work. And he is like, it's 7:30 in the morning. And I'm like, yes, I have to go to work. I have rain inside the store. And he was like, oh God, why? You are not going to work. You are not going to work. I'm like, yes, I am. I have to go to work. So he drives me in and I walk in and there are literal waterfalls happening. Like from the light fixture, there's like the center, like this big.
I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing with you, by the way. Because I remember getting the call. Was I in town when I got that call?
I don't know.
I don't think I was in town.
March the 31st.
I don't know where I was.
So, and then I have these beams that go across the store, like every 20 feet. And there was water like dripping from every beam all the way to the back. And apparently this, we didn't know where the water was coming from. So we figured out Lacey had gone upstairs to the renter and she was like looking around. They walked in the laundry room and this water was coming out from the main line of the water heater. It was going spraying across the room and hitting the wall.
Was it an 80-gallon hot water tank?
It wasn't the water tank that
was the main line.
Yes. So
did we have a cold snap around that time?
I don't think so.
Because
but it wasn't. So what happened was there was the plumber explained it to me. You've got the main line for the water, and then you have a connector that goes to the hot water tank. So the connector between the main line, it had deteriorated or something had hit it and it cracked. So it wasn't the water heater, because if it was the water heater, we would have had 80 gallons and that's it. This happened where it cracked the pipe.
Was anybody living in the unit?
Yes.
And they didn't notice the water was shooting out of the wall?
At 8 or 6 o'clock in the morning, she said she heard water and doesn't have all of her brains. I just not a real smart girl. I'm just going to say that. But anyway, so she heard something like most people would just go and turn the water off, but they couldn't figure out how to turn it off. But she found this at 6 o'clock in the morning. The plumber said when he went up that it had been going on since like midnight.
Oh yeah, they could totally tell by the amount of water.
Versus
the amount of damage.
Like everything was soaked. So, you call insurance, you're like, I had a problem. My insurance agent, they were like, we'll send people out right away. So next thing I know, like the people from ServPro were coming. They brought all of these units to like dry
dryers,
there were fans, and there were
I was there for that.
Fires. There were lots of things going on. And then the insurance agents came. My agent, I basically leased the building from my mom. So her insurance covered the outside perimeter, like the building part. And my insurance covered anything, the inventory that was damaged, plus any loss of income I had while this is down.
Mm-hmm.
So I have 2 different insurance companies I'm dealing with. And
this is the importance of having insurance. Always have insurance, whether you're a renter or wherever you are.
Yeah.
Always make sure you have insurance.
Yes, exactly. Because I cannot tell you, I think we're up to like 80,000 in damages now.
Yeah. Wow.
It is. It's massive. Every time and this happened for weeks, every time we would take something, move something, you'd find more mold.
Wow.
ServPro did a great job, but they did not catch some of the areas, and we had extensive damages from the water. It's amazing how much water can cause, damage wise. And then we've had the floods in my house, but it's nothing like having a business. So all the flooring was ruined. The countertops were ruined because I actually still had Formica countertops, which I've been wanting to change for a long time, but it was going to cost like $8,000 to do. And I was like, who has that kind of money just to, spend it out of the blue?
Well, you know what one of our friends would say, this was a sign from the universe speaking to you, telling you to change your cabinetry.
Yes. So I had to call a lot of people to learn how to read all of the paperwork that comes from insurance because, first of all, this is my folder for my store. Like this is the amount of work I've done since April 1st, basically. And the quotes and, insurance wants you to prove that things are going to be, I was able to really do some pretty cool things because I had all of these like people, and it's interesting. You don't realize as an interior designer, you're subcontractors. and you take good care of them. And here's why, because something happens to you, they'll take care of you.
Exactly.
And I have been inundated with just wonderful, these people have done wonderful to me. And all my contractors have given me a deal.
And your vendors.
Yeah, my vendors. I had, one of my countertop vendors, they were like, we're just going to get, the labor's free on this, just buy the product. I did not realize how many different people
we work with.
And so something like this happens, and I have had to use every one of them, And I am so
did they give you allowances? Did the insurance company give you a sheet with allowances on it for each line item?
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to find. I was going to show.
You don't have to show numbers if you don't want to.
I'm not going to, but I'm going to talk about terminology a little bit because I didn't understand what some of this stuff was and the terminology that they use. So what happens with insurance is they go in and they assess the damage, and they will say ceiling's damaged and we think it's going to cost $3,000. And then they depreciate that. They depreciate that amount of money down to what it would it used to cost, $3,000. Yeah, when you put it in.
How do they know when you put it in?
I guess they just asked how old the building was and, when we took it over. So, okay, so here is a page. So it says let me find this one page so I can talk. Okay. This is interesting, actually. Okay. So it says retail store, and they went through and they measured all the walls. And then they said, description, remove quarter round, put in quarter round, seal and paint base. These are all line items. Remove backsplash plastic laminate to remove countertop, put in a new countertop. Detach and reset cabinetry, toe kick, seal and prime and paint. And track light. Remove track light, put the track light in, remove the fixture, put the fixture in, blah, 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 blah. They went through every one of these and line item them out. Then they figured out how many linear feet, so remove quarter round, they have 141 lineal feet. It's 19 cents a foot. And then the RCV, there's this number, this says RCV.
What's RCV stand for? It's got to be.
RCV is called replacement cost value. Okay. So you have a replacement cost value, then you have a depreciation column, and then you get an ACV. An ACV is an actual cost value. So what they do, for example, this is a good one, countertops. This one cracked me up. I have 44 lineal feet of countertops. Unit price is $44.99. The tax is $97.21. The replacement cost value of this is $2,073.17. Then they depreciated it $2,052.44. And so the actual cost value of all 44 lineal feet of my countertops was $20.73. So,
oh my God, I was waiting where I thought, go ahead.
I thought I was going to kill somebody. I was like, if this is what insurance is about, it is ticked.
And the other thing is that insurance doesn't take into consideration the supply chain issues we're having.
Right.
The amount of time it takes to get product in right now and everything that we've been going through. I would have to go through it with my car situation.
Oh yeah, exactly. So here's the kicker. So, I kind of pushed back on this because I was like, I can't replace any countertops for $20.70.
No, that's ridiculous.
Yeah. So she said, she said, what you need to do though, is you have to get quotes for what you're going to replace it as it was. So she wanted me to put laminate back in. And I said,
it's supposed to be same for same.
Yeah. I'm not going to put laminate back. I mean, us designers, I can't put laminate back.
Right.
Oh my gosh, I can't sell laminate.
It's not 1990.
And you know what else?
1990 called. They want their
There
laminate
isn't
back.
anybody doing laminate anymore. I called 3 companies and they're like, no, we don't do laminate countertops anymore. And I'm like, really? So I did find that out. So I'm like, I want quartz.
So what was the outcome? What did they end up doing? Because
So
if that's
what
nobody's
happens
doing
is-
that.
I told her, I said, I can't, so I did find someone who would give me a laminate countertop quote for 44 square feet or lineal feet. And she said, we will pay that amount, but you have to have them put in and then send us a picture, and you have to send them the estimate for the invoice from the person who did it to prove that you did it. So I'm going to prove to her I did quartz countertops, but the actual estimate for the countertops was $2,500. So I'm actually paying out of pocket an additional like $3,000 because my mom's insurance will pay for anything up to what a laminate countertop would pay. So, but that doesn't get paid. So they'll give her $20.73 now. I have to put in the countertops and pay for them, and then they'll give us money that should have been for laminate. But you have to prove it.
Yeah.
So, and that's what I've had to do with everything, because of course I'm going to change everything in the whole store. So, I mean, we painted the ceilings black and they were white, and we put different light fixtures throughout. And like,
I mean,
my
that
old
shouldn't matter
kitchen
what
lights
color
were like-
paint is paint. They don't know the color of the paint. So that should be an even.
Yeah, but they didn't want to paint the walls. They were
Why?
painting the ceilings.
Okay.
Yeah,
Why did they want to paint the
insurance
walls?
Insurance wouldn't let me. They wouldn't pay for, the walls weren't damaged.
Insurance is a very tricky.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of
So
scammy.
I've had a
Kinda
lot of
scammy.
out-of-pocket expenses to pay for things, but so
So if you're a designer listening to this, talking about the purpose of insurance, having it for your business, either way, if you work from home, you still want to have insurance coverage. Because if you're a designer listening to this podcast, you want to be insured in case something happens with one of your contractors or something.
right.
So to give you an example, I had a chandelier just recently fall from the ceiling onto a $15,000 dining table. The chandelier weighed 150 pounds, and the contractor that I used put 2 little screws in to hold the chandelier up, and it came crashing down. Thank God nobody was sitting at the table, but people were in the home at the time.
Oh my gosh.
And then I had to pay the furniture restoration person to restore the tabletop, which was $2,450. So I ended up paying that out of pocket rather than filing an insurance claim and having to pay my deductible. If I would have filed a claim, it would have probably raised my insurance price, and I would have had to pay a deductible. It would have raised my insurance price. So I just ended up paying it out of pocket to avoid having that happen. Because once you have a claim against you, your rates go up. Your insurance, some insurance companies will drop you immediately because they don't like the word claim.
Yeah.
And they're all loving just working from home right now, and they want to hit deny.
Yep.
Their job is to deny your claim. And their job, they want to they want to force you into Formica countertops against your will.
Yeah.
And then
well, keep going.
No, that's all I mean, that's, they want to, their job is to deny. And that's that's what an insurance adjuster, I mean, I wouldn't say it's a business that is fair, but.
So I have, my insurance covers for loss of income. And what that means is like, because all of my employees didn't have a job, and I have 9 employees. So the only 2 people that could work are like me and Abigail, because we're back here doing the
You
design.
could have sent them over here, and I could have had them organizing this.
Yep. Well, I told them, I said, if you need to go file unemployment, go do it. because I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen. I don't know how long I'm going to be down. We kind of went back and forth, and I had come up with a lot of things that the girls could do here. But I had to, go to insurance and say, hey, this is how many employees I had. This is what I pay every 2 weeks. This is my overhead. This is how much I have on my lease that I pay.
You're giving me a headache thinking about doing all this. It's so much
I had to
backtracking. You told me you had to go all the way to 2020.
Yes, I had to go back to January of 2020 and prove my income every month on a monthly basis, all the way
And
to
guess
last.
what happened in March of 2020?
Yes,
You had to close. So
I know. I was
how did
like,
they
this is
take that
insane.
into consideration?
Well, they said, well, on the paperwork, you have to say if there's anything that was like dramatically different about any of these years. And I'm like, what was it? I mean, what was normal?
Oh, gee, I don't know.
There's nothing normal. Nothing is
What
normal.
has been dramatically different in the year of 2020 to 2022?
Gosh, everything. I mean, literally
Good for
everything.
you for getting that all done. I mean, you could
Yeah,
probably
I
teach a
was-
class on insurance at this point.
Yeah. And then, I had to pull that. I had to pull all of my payroll reports from my payroll company. I had to go back to January of this year and pull every payroll. And I had to send that over. So of course
least
they
don't we
wanted
have-
it one sheet of paper. So I had to pull the report and get it to filter down to what I wanted it to do. And so I was in my payroll program. I had to call my accountant because they, for some reason, wanted my last 2 years of that tax filings for my business. And I was like, oh my God, why
Did
do
they
you
want
need to know
Gavin
all
too?
this? I
Oh,
know.
no, wait, Gavin wasn't your firstborn. I was going to say, do they want your
I mean,
firstborn
literally,
son?
I
That
was
would be
like,
Austin, right?
Why do you need my Schedule C? Really, for the last 2 tax filings. So
It's
I
a
had to call
pain.
my accountant to find that out. And I put it, and then they go, well, how much money do you want? This is for loss of income. I'm like, $50,000. I don't know. I need a
You
lot.
said 50 million.
I know. I said to the guy who's the accountant doing this for the insurance company, because what happened is the insurance company can't figure it. So they outsourced the accounting part to an accountant in Cincinnati who has to look over the numbers and then let the insurance company know what I'm allowed to do. I understand they've got to, verify that.
Yeah, what
What
sucks
I
though is it's a big insurance company up against a small business, and they're
Yeah.
sucking
But I
valuable
said-
time out of you.
I did say to the guy, do you understand? I am a small business. I am super small. Like, I think you're getting me confused.
Yeah, nobody understands
Yeah.
that.
So I said, I'm freaking out because I need to pay my employees. I've been keeping them busy painting trim. So we were painting baseboard trim, then we painted the bookshelves, and then we painted other shelving unit. And so I had them paint the bathroom. I'm like I'm giving them jobs to keep them,
Yeah.
here. So anyway, so we'll see. I did get paid for 2 months of loss of income, but this 3rd month they're giving me trouble on, what they told me? Well, you
What?
can open, you have cabinets. I'm like, I don't have counters. And they were like, oh, you can put a block of wood on your counters and open up with that. And I said, no.
They don't know about the wood
can't.
shortage?
I said, no, I can't. I said, the health department wouldn't let me do that. I have a coffee shop. I can't brew coffee on plywood boards. And I'm an interior designer besides that. Or do you think I am going to open up with plywood countertops of all things? They said, well, the health department says if you put a laminate sheet, like a shelf liner paper on the counter, on the wood, you can open up. I said, no, no, I'm not doing that either.
That's not even, you want to take into account your customer experience. So
Right.
we're kind of off topic, but Melinda does own a coffee shop and a gift shop. that is attached to her design studio. And then behind the design studio, she has her drapery workroom.
Yep.
And behind that, she has her office where she's in right now. And then behind that, she has her storage.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And then
It's a
behind
big,
that,
long building.
I could go on and on.
Yeah.
And then there's
well,
the
you need to come. You're going to come. You're going to be at my open house. So everybody
I am.
listening, we're going to have a grand reopening. I don't know when, but I will post that when it happens. So, and Danny's going to make a cameo appearance.
I will.
I'm going to have Mindy Dreyer here, and she's going to be signing books.
Oh.
So, anyway,
Oh, did Mother's Day already happen?
Yeah.
I was going to give my mother one of those books.
Oh, yes. Yeah. It
Thought about that.
You can get one this weekend from Mindy. Somebody there.
No.
It looks like a big blur.
The printer just started ringing.
Oh. That's funny.
Apparently, I'm getting a fax of some sort.
Oh, okay.
I didn't know we had a fax machine.
I'm hoping to get a new printer. Mine's blue screening on me.
Again? You just got one.
Yeah.
I've been obsessed with this one that I got. I'll tell you about it later.
Yeah.
We always seem to be struggling. I really do not know. Somebody called and it's printing something. And I'm only on this with you, so nothing else is open.
Right. Huh. So yeah. So hopefully by the end of the month, we're going to have everything. But I'm actually making my store a lot of examples. So I've got some half walls now, and I'm building, like, I have tile.
Oh, it's going to look so much better. I can't wait till you take pictures of it.
Yep. I've got like a fireplace. I've got a stacked stone on that. I've got a marble on.
Are you working tomorrow?
Yeah.
Maybe I'll come over tomorrow.
Yeah. And everybody else can come.
Meet us at 11 South Main Street. Fine designs and interiors. Coffee, gifts, fudge, design, blinds, tile, fabric, window treatments. Paint.
Yes. And just to back myself up. So I'm in a small town, and I'm in a rural town.
Oh, she's on Main Street. When I say 11 South Main Street, it is Main Street America. I never realized when people talk about Main Street America, it literally is Main Street. Yep. Mabe's Clothing's across the street.
That's right. So I want to talk real quick. I was telling one of the girls this morning about something that's kind of cool about a small town, kind of removed from the big city. So I started my business, and I have been able to get, like, in a design sense, I was able to get some pretty big name furniture and accessory companies, because you know why? I am in a rural area, and there's no one, like, there's no territory protected like for London. So Columbus. So if you open a business in a big city, there's territories, and they won't open so many people because of that certain territory. So I've been able to get some pretty good things in my design store as a offering, because and a lot of designers can't get those because I'm in a small rural town outside the city. So it's been kind of cool that I've been able to get VA Tree open and, get some other pretty neat things that other people would never be able to get. So
yeah, I think maybe tomorrow I'm going to come to you because I need to do contracts and I need help with taxes.
Oh yeah. I am a good person to help you with bookwork. That's sure. Since I understand QuickBooks really well, and I know how to pull reports. That's for sure. My mama taught me how to do all that. She's a good example.
I hope this episode was educational for you guys. You're listening to Design Exchange with Danny Russo and Melinda Peters Elliott. You can find me on Instagram under Daniel Russo Home, I believe. I don't even know my. I don't know. I know I have Danny Russo is my personal one, and yours is Fine Designs INT.
That's right.
But I was kidding. Social media is so complicated anymore. Daniel Russo Home. I'm in my Instagram, and it's under Daniel Russo Home. Yeah. So
Okay, cool.
Daniel Russo Homes, my Instagram, which I love posting all kinds of different things.
Yeah.
What
you
else?
have
What are
some
you
interesting-
doing?
What I'm
You have
doing?
any? No. What do you have? I mean, you're on Facebook. We're both on Facebook. We have the
Oh.
Design Exchange the Design Exchange podcast. TDX podcast is on Instagram.
That's right.
And we now have a website, tdxpodcast.com.
That's right.
And
And we would be happy to speak for any events,
yes,
any kind of markets or anything like that. If anybody's listening.
And if anybody has a topic they want us to cover, please
Right.
feel free to tell us about it. I think we have a list that we should go to for our next episode of a bunch of designers that were asking us to cover topics.
Yeah.
I'm gonna let you pull that up. So
Yeah.
guys, happy Friday, happy designing. Don't get into a flood situation. I hope that we have taught you something and you've learned
Yes.
something.
Yes, exactly.
Water intrusions are bad.
But it can be good. So I felt bad for myself for about 2 weeks, and now I'm like thrilled. I got to redecorate my whole shop. I can't wait for everybody.
But you wanted to do it. I can't wait to see it.
So
All right, guys, happy designing.
happy designing. Bye.